What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have another unboxing. Before I dive deep into the unboxing, I did get a new phone, as you can see here. This is actually the iPhone 13, the green color. Not the Alpine green that you can get for the Pro and the Pro Max models. This is just the regular iPhone 13, but this green is really, really nice. I'm really happy with this. Big upgrade from the iPhone 7 that I had previously, so... Alright, with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and unbox the model. This is a very special one. I've had quite the strong fascination for this particular airline ever since I started doing some research on it, and it has quite garnered my big interest in it. So, as I kind of rip the box open here. This was not a cheap purchase either. This was a little bit on the pricier end rather, because this is quite a rare model and hard to find. But we have it all wrapped up in here, and it is the North Central Airlines Douglas DC-9-50. This will be my second Douglas DC-9-50, my first ever model from the Seattle Model Aircraft Company, or SMA for short. They did not last very long. They only lasted a couple of years in the early 2000s. Yesterday's Airlines is a really good article on the history of the brand, so if you do want to go read it, I will have it linked in the description. Goes in a lot of detail about their history, their origins, and the people behind it, and all that fun stuff, and eventually how they ended up shutting down. So, yeah, a lot of good information to read on that if you want to read up more on SMA, but it seems like they're a really good company, a really good manufacturer in the 1 to 400 scale industry, or in the 1 to 400 scale section of the industry. So, yeah. Really got a strong fascination for North Central, so when I did see this on the collection sale, I figured I'd get it. It sat on the website for a while. Oops, I almost dropped the box there, but good recovery. But it did sit on his website for a little while, and I finally gave in to get it, because I'm probably not going to be able to find another North Central aircraft for a decent price again. So, figured I'd get this one, and hopefully this will continue to build up on my retro fleet. So this one will be more for a mid-1970s era, early to mid-70s, as North Central was eventually turned into Republic after Southern Airways came together with North Central and they formed Republic Airways, or Airlines rather. So that out of the way, we're going to go ahead up to the studio and we will unbox the model. And here we go for the unboxing of the Seattle Model Aircraft 1 to 400 scale North Central Airlines Douglas DC-9-50. This, I believe, is a 2004 release, around April of 2004. And what's kind of unique is that they do have the item number, if it's even on the box. I don't even think they have it on the box. No, they do not. So, but their item numbers, how they organize them is really interesting. They have SMA, and then I believe the year, month, and then just a generic number just to indicate production order or whatever. Every single one of these models got the same production number, but yeah. I love the box art on this, so I'll go ahead and do a really good review on it. So up at the top we have the SMA logo. Got it cut out so that you can see the plane inside, which is incorporated into the Douglas Jets logo, the Fly DC Jets logo, which you can see here up on the top of the box, so that's what it's representing there. DC-9, 30, 40, 50 there on the bottom right. Flip it over to the side, we have Douglas DC-9, 30, 40, 50, and I believe this is part of the North Central livery here. You can kind of see that blue and the red stripe on there. Once we get into the model, I'll show you better here. Up at the top, we have an adult collectible warning, Fly DC Jets image that I just showed, 1 to 400 scale there on the top left, made in China, as with all airplane models these days. This side is the same. I'll zoom out a little bit here, sorry about the camera there. On the bottom, we have Fly DC Jets and then a database number 6626. This is quite an old model. And then on the back, we have the DC-9 30, 40, 50 thing with just a blue background. So, yeah, really excited to finally have my first ever Herman model. Reason why I say Herman is because the duck on the tail of the North Central planes is named Herman the Duck. So, I'm really growing a strong fascination for it. Zoom in just a little bit there as I remove the model from the plastic cradle. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If I can get around there we go. So this model's probably been sitting here for a while, so you got a little piece of plastic there, a little sheet of it, and here we go. My God, this is incredible. First ever North Central DC-9, first ever North Central aircraft, actually, since I do not have any other North Central aircraft. Only my second DC-9-50. So let's go and take a look. And here is the beauty that she is, the North Central Airlines Douglas DC-9-50 by Seattle Model Aircraft, or SMA. You know, I just have this strong fascination for North Central Airlines since they were from around the Minneapolis area. They started out as Wisconsin Central, but then they moved to Minneapolis in the 50s. And we had a very large spoke with North Central and Sioux Falls when they were around in the 60s and 70s with their Convair 580s and the DC-9s. And we did get DC-9s, but we did get the Dash 30s only, I think. Maybe they sent the Dash 50 once or twice every now and then, especially when demand was higher and they just needed a larger aircraft to fill up more seats. But regardless, this is a very stunning livery. I love North Central here, so let's go and take a look. So starting up at the front, we got a little black nose there for the weather radar there and stuff. Got a little fleet number right there, which I'll zoom into. That is 863, so yeah, I believe that's a fleet number. Somebody correct me on that if I'm mistaken. We got the cockpit windows right there, so you have the eyebrow windows, of course, since this is an early DC-9. We got the L1 door right there, and then we have the wonderful North Central titles all stretched out in a beautiful style as well. This is kind of how things were back in the day. Got two windows that are blanked out right there. You kind of see the gray over the front two windows there. You got some overwing exits, and you have that blue cheat line that goes all the way to the back. It's like an aqua blue, and then we have like a darker blue at the bottom. You kind of see it juts out a little bit there underneath the, kind of between the N and the O and north, and then just kind of goes all the way back, just like the dark blue cheat line. And then moving back towards the engines, we have a McDonnell Douglas DC-9, I believe that's what it says, printed on the engine, so you can see it right there. And then we have the registration, November 772 November Charlie, which is the sister ship to the Northwest DC-9 that I have, that I unboxed a couple of weeks ago. That's 773 November Charlie, so really, really nice to see that happen. Pure coincidence if I had to guess. And then, of course, we have our good old friend Herman on the tail. So there it is right there, all in his beautiful glory. Man, that tail, Herman looks so good on this very fresh looking DC-9-50. So flip over to the front here. Let me put the pencil down so I can get the underside of the aircraft taken care of here. Got a nice like silver paint going across the fuselage, and then the wings, of course, just your standard gray, nothing too special. And on the top there, you see some overwing exit markings and all that fun stuff. Do see these like extra details here on the wings here. See that? Let me zoom out a little bit. Camera will not focus. There we go. Yeah, you can see that extra detail there. I do think, yeah, my Northwest DC-9 also has it. I just noticed. Yeah, so you can see there, it does have that same detail. So I do wonder if this is the same mold, because one of the guys that was part of the manufacturing thing with SMA was Andrew Klein, who is the guy that owns Aeroclassics. And since this is an Aeroclassics model, if I had to guess, he probably took this mold and just kind of ran with it. So going to do a quick comparison here just to see how many similarities they are. I'm sure the mold has been changed, and it does look like it has been. You can see on the Northwest the nose is more pointy, whereas on the North Central it's a lot more round, and it looks actually a little bit higher as well in height, as the top of the North Central fuselage is a bit higher than the top of the Northwest fuselage. So definitely things have improved, and does look like both are still cradle mold joints. You can see the Northwest is a cradle mold, and so is the North Central. So you can just kind of see that going on there. And yeah, not really much else I would really want to compare, but I guess I could take a look at the tails real quick. So let me put the tails side by side here so you can kind of get a good idea of what both those tails look like. And yeah, there you go. You can see the tails. The Northwest seems to be a little bit shorter. That could just be because of the red being a bit shorter as well, so that might just be an optical illusion of some sort. But yeah, the tails look pretty much identical in height, especially when I look up towards the horizontal stabilizers. They look very identical in height. So that's a good job there, keeping that element with the newer DC-9 for Northwest. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this review for the North Central DC-9. Kind of going old school with this review, I know, but I do have that strong fascination for old school models, especially like this one, old school aircraft, like North Central. So I'll have to try find a Convair 580. I know Gemini Jets, out of all manufacturers, surprisingly, did one of them back in 2019, I think. They also did a Republic Convair 580, which was North Central after they and Southern Airways came together and formed Republic Airlines, and eventually Hughes Air West came along a couple of years after the fact. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for North Central stuff, looking for Convairs, looking for the smaller DC-9s, try to build up a good fleet of 1970s era aircraft that did fly into Sioux Falls. I did take a look at the 1975 era fleet of aircraft that would fly into Sioux Falls when I unboxed the Northwest DC-9 that I have right here, also also North Central bird at one time. And this aircraft definitely went over to Northwest and then eventually over to Delta before being retired in the early 2010s. Might have been retired a little bit earlier than that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this review. So again, feel like I got some information correct. I might have gotten some stuff wrong. If I definitely missed anything, leave it in the comments. I'd like to hear more information about North Central, and perhaps if I have any more senior viewers watching this that may have flown with them back when they were around, I'd definitely like to hear your stories of what it was like to fly when North Central was around. So yeah, I will conclude it here. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.